welcome back to ModSauce. Well, I have to say that by this time I was originally hoping that I could be working on the next tier, the tier 5 structure. And while I've got stuff laid out, placeholders for it and whatnot, but I am lacking some necessary components in order to do that. So I think tier 5 is going to wait a little while, which really isn't bad because tier 4 is doing pretty good. The tier 4 blood altar here has a capacity of 86,000 LP, and I have been able to make up a fair number of assorted slates and whatnot. And of course, it stays full, and with the with this master blood orb, it stores 1,000,000 LP. So that's pretty good right there. And I'm just leaving it in there because the Well of Suffering here draws LP from the blood orb, or from the network the blood orb feeds and whatnot, and so I just leave that going. And what I've been thinking here is that if I'm off away from this thing for 2 or 3 days and it's sitting there full, then that means that a lot of LP is getting wasted. So there we go, pressurized fluid conduit, and I'm thinking I should be able to draw off liquid LP via these conduits, like so. And let's see, let's have a look at this with the Yeta wrench. Shift left click. Okay, we want auto extract active with signal. Alright. And that's what the lever is about. Pop it on there, give it a signal. And okay, let's just switch this to extract mode. Yeah, and now our open blocks tank is filling up with life essence. Alright, great. And there's still a fair amount in there. It's a slow transfer, but that's okay. I'll end up with, let's say I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks on here, and each one will hold 16 buckets. So that will help right there. That way, at some point, I know there's some runes I can build into this thing that will speed this up, the transfer of LP to and from tanks. So I'm thinking I'll go ahead and drain as much as I can into tanks, probably make a few more tanks and add on to that. And that way when I'm not using this thing for anything else, it's building up a store of liquid LP that I can use at a later date. And so that's what I'm going to do with that. Just leave it going like that, stock that up, and like I said, probably add a bunch more tanks onto that tank structure. Alright, another thing I've been working on is the fact that, well, if I go in here and look at ores, there is an insane amount of ores in here. And some of them are not the kind of things that you're going to smelt down, but quite a few of them are. So I set this setup, put this setup together here. I've got a sag mill here, and I've got power conduit coming over here and item conduit coming over this way, taking advantage of the fact that they can both occupy the same block space. And if I look at this one, I've got an advanced item filter in here, and all but 2 items that I want filtered. I need to add gold and copper, but I actually don't have any gold and copper ore to this thing. So that any of those materials that end up in this chest will get pulled into the sag mill and ground up. Its output will go back into the chest. And then these alloy smelters, this one is set up with an advanced item filter because it's got 10 slots. And I've set it up to, it extracts always active. Insert is using this filter to take any of these materials found in that chest, bring them in here, and smelt them up. And the rest of these, currently, they're just using a basic item filter because they were mainly, I put these in here to handle overflow because this one by itself just couldn't hold it all. And to give you an idea what I mean, if I go here to this, okay, now down here, underneath the chest, there's an import bus that picks up all of these items plus cobblestone, because I found that cobblestone is apparently a byproduct of sag mill operation some of the time. So you need to pull that out too. And an export bus here to export into the chest, say for example osmium ore. Pop that in there. It starts exporting osmium ore into this chest. It gets sent over here to the sag mill and processed, and then the dust gets sent over here to the alloy smelter and smelted. And what I've found is that give it a little bit of time, and this sag mill with the double layer capacitor is just fast enough to produce stuff just a little bit faster than the smelter with an octadic capacitor can keep up to. And so as you can see here, the stuff pending to be done in the smelter is piling up, and when this one gets full, this one will come on because it'll start getting whatever that one can't handle, and then this one will come on, and so on all the way down the line. And over time this chest will fill up with both osmium ore and the dust that all of these smelters can't handle fast enough. But eventually it'll all get processed. If I look at osmium, I've got 12,000 osmium ore in here. I've already got 9,000 ingots. It's already been processed. And this, okay, see, the second one's already come on. And then it'll be the third, fourth, and fifth ones. I might put a sixth one in there. I don't know. But it seems to do the job. I've got an accelerator card, well, 2 capacity cards so that I can use all 9 slots, and 2 accelerator cards to make it pick stuff out of the chest fast. The export bus, 1 item at a time, no capacity cards, no accelerator cards. Stuff is going in there plenty fast enough already as it is. And we got a 3rd smelter just came up, and the 4th and 5th one will come up soon. And over the space of a couple or 3 hours, it'll process all of that osmium ore, and then I'll do it again for the yellowite ore. And at some point, I'll grab a hold of a bit of, let's see, what was that? Copper and gold need to be processed there, and I'm going to have to adjust this so that there's room for the copper to be processed as well. Take something that I don't get a whole lot of, like the ferrous metal or something, and pull that out. But that's this coming together. It's nice and neat, and fully automatic, and reasonably compact. Plus, with the exception of right here, this is the only AE interface it uses. An export bus and an import bus. So it's like using like 2 channels at the most. So that's great, and it takes care of all of that stuff. So it shouldn't be too awfully long with that I should be able to get caught up on processing ores and be set up to process new stuff as it comes in. And these thermal expansion machines here, I'm going to end up taking out in favor of this setup with the sag mill and the smelters. All right. One of the things I have been wanting to do for a very long time is to automate the puddle. Specifically this thing right here. And, you know, the crystal growth accelerators and such. And I think I'm finally close to being able to do that. In order to do it, I had to get into Botania, which I was going to do anyway. I've got the pedal Apothecary here, and I went ahead and I made 3 of these pure daisies so that I could use that to create a bunch of living wood and living rock. Now let's see, living rock. Okay. There we go. Diluted mana pool. Go ahead and make a second one of those. Let's see if I can remember. Okay, hang on here. Yeah, I'll need to make up something else to generate the mana, but go ahead and we'll put this one down here. And now we need to generate something to fuel it with. Let's see. And that's the day bloom. And that means I need 2 of the yellow and some orange and some light blue. Okay, now all right, and I need some seeds. And the way this works, you put water in this thing, in it, not next to it, and okay, so let's see, I need 2 yellow, 1 orange, 1 light blue. Oh, well, it would help if I turned that bloody magnet off. The magnet is very handy and extremely cool, but sometimes it gets in the way. All right, let's try this again. 2 yellow, an orange, a light blue, hit it with a seed, bang, and that's a day bloom, which is a flower that will generate mana. So I'm going to go ahead and make up a few more of those. Oops. Don't forget the water. Alright, and 1 more. I'll probably make up more off camera, but this will be enough to get it started. Alright, 6 of them, yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna swap out some of this floor for dirt. Alright, now these things, you put them in a checkerboard kind of pattern, because you can't have them right next to each other, or they overload or some such. Alright, and now we need a device, a mana spreader, yeah. Alright, where's this Lexica Botania book? It's kind of like the, here it is. Kind of like the how-to for Botania. Okay. Okay, need a wand of the forest. Alright. Okay, if I recall correctly, I will need some of this living wood. I need to get these crafting terminals all over the place. I'm tired of having to chase after them. Alright. Need 2 of whatever kind of petals, so... Oh, excuse me there. Had a sudden coughing problem. Alright, that's 3 of these living wood twigs and 1 flower petal of each of 2 different colors. Apparently it doesn't matter what color. And that gets the wand of the forest. Alright, now with this being held, you can right click on it. You see these day blooms are generating. Alright. Alright, let's see if this is in NEI. Hello. Here we go. Alright. Alright, living wood, gold, and petal whatever kind. Okay. Now, place this thing down here, and it will collect the mana from these flowers. And let's see, if I recall correctly, should be able to shift right click on that, and then again on this, or right click on this, and oh, come on. It's pointing down into the ground. Okay. We'll just try a break and replace. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, but that's the way things are. Okay, now it's aimed at this. It'll pick up the mana from these, and then once it reaches to a certain level, it will dump it into here. And then once that happens, we can drop this one in there to get it charged up. And this little graphic there indicates there's not enough power in there to do it yet. How about now? Nope. All right. Okay, I was going to get into the Botania thing anyway, but one of the things that I wanted to do involving automating that Fluix crystal and quartz crystal and Certus quartz and whatnot, automating the production of those things required something from Botania. And so once there is enough juice to go ahead and do this, I'll get that made. And at this point, probably in the next episode, I'll actually have things together to go ahead and get the automation done. Oh, hey, I can drop this in there now. All right, now I can break that one. Put that one down, which... no, we don't want the diluted one. You got the regular one working? Yeah. All right. And now it will accept power from this, which is picking it up from these plants. What I really need to do is get more of these plants put together. But we'll get there. And I'm also curious as to, is there some kind of a limit to how much this mana pool can hold? It's got a graph there, but honestly, I prefer numbers for something like this. You know, even if it's a made-up scale, something that tells me what its maximum capacity is and what its current content is. You know, that graph doesn't tell me anything. But that's the way that goes. Anyway, getting a start here. Still, I'm going kind of on the slow side, but that's kind of necessary. I get trying to do too much at once, and next thing you know, I'm sleeping for 6 hours. Alright, we got 16 buckets there. Those are working on the next tank up. I need to make a few more of those tanks and put in there. Definitely. Alright, so things are going on. I'm getting set up. I'm going to soon be able to have enough automated processing going that I can go ahead and get another quarry running. Not that I necessarily need the regular base metals and whatnot, but the quartz, the nether quartz and stuff like that that I need, yeah, running real shy on that. And that's the main reason for putting up another quarry. And so on. Anyway, this is going to take a while to charge up, and I'm going to have to go back and refer to my notes for the rest of what I wanted to be building, so I'll be doing that, and I'll work on getting into a situation where I can actually get that build done next episode. In the meantime, tomorrow, don't miss the next episode in Kerbal Space Program, the long season. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.